Hey guys, it's Valerie here. So if you're new to my channel, then welcome, and if you're already subscribed, then welcome back. So in this video, it's not going to be a makeup, it's not going to be a hair tutorial, it's not going to be anything. Well, it is going to be something. So in this video, I'm going to be doing a story time, and this is going to be a time that I broke up with one of my best friends. So I'm not going to say her name, so let's just use a fake name. I'm going to use the name Sarah as her name for this video. I had first met Sarah in the 6th grade. This was around the time when I first moved to the area. I moved when I was around in the 4th grade, I believe, so I spent 5th grade at this school as well, and then at one point I got really sick, so there was a portion of the time when I wasn't at school and I was at the hospital, but my principal still allowed me to continue on. I got to finish my work. He brought my work home to me and I did that until I could go back to school and be with everyone else. And in the 6th grade is when I met Sarah. I saw her around school a lot and everyone kept saying, "You guys really do look alike." And I'm like, I don't see it. But I was a little bit heavier than Sarah. I kept seeing Sarah around school all the time now. I had this one friend who knew Sarah, so I would stay with that one friend and Sarah would come along and talk. So, I mean, occasionally I would see Sarah around school and I would just smile and wave. She would too. We weren't in the same class. And so one day my mom decided to go to a different church, and so we all got ready. We went to church and I walked in. My mom sat with the ladies of the church. My oldest sister, she had a friend already in that church, so she sat with her. My eldest sister, she just doesn't give a fuck, so she just sat wherever the hell she sat and she was on her phone. And so I was just left by myself and I noticed someone looked really familiar. I'm like, wait a second, is that Sarah? So I'm like, oh my god, Sarah, that's you. So I sat with Sarah and every Sunday we sat next to each other. I would see her at school, so we would always be together, to the point where at church people would confuse Sarah and I, and I'm like, no, I'm Valerie and this is Sarah. After that was middle school. My mom had sent me to a private school, so I wasn't in the same school as Sarah anymore. She went to a public school in our district and I went to another school in a different town because my mom just didn't think that I would blend in well with the public school that we had in our district, because my sister had went there and she hated it. I am nothing like my sister. My sister is brave and will not take shit from anyone, and I was the little softie, so my mom was like, I'm just gonna send Valerie to a private school. So when I was in private school is when Sarah and I both got a cell phone. I had a cell phone, but it was one of those Virgin Mobile flip phones, and if Sarah would call me, it would cost so much money and my mom would kill me if I used up all the little $50 phone plan card that we had to purchase. I could only use that phone for emergencies. Both got regular phones, and I would always constantly text Sarah, and Sarah would text me after school though, because you'd get in trouble if I had my phone out in school. So came high school, my mom's like, okay, I'm gonna send you to a private high school. And I'm like, no, can I actually go to this high school? Like, I think of some people. And then my really good friend Asia, who was also in private school, was going to that school as well. And I'm like, well, I'll know, Asia, come on, mom, let me go. My mom had put a down deposit on this private high school and I had to beg her to stop. So finally my mom was like, you know what, fine, you can go to that school, but if it doesn't work out, I'm sending your ass to private school. And I was like, okay, fine, let's try it out for a year. So I went to high school with Sarah. Okay, so this is when everything started going down, like really down, and Sarah and I stopped being friends. Freshman year of high school, we didn't even last 6 months because Sarah and I never went to the same school, so there was nothing ever going on between us, and it was nothing serious either. It was just some dumb, stupid stuff. First day of high school, my sister also went to the same high school. She was doing her senior. We literally got to school. My sister had a car, and my sister was like, all right, hey Val, so I'm gonna leave you here because I don't know you. All right, meet me after school behind the corner, and then I'll take your ass home. But in school, we don't know each other. And I'm like, what? Are you serious? She's like, yeah, bye. And she ditched me. I have no idea how to. I like literally don't know anything. And first day of school, I'm literally standing outside of the building and my sister already went in. My dumbass should have followed her, but I was like, oh my god, she really left me. I'm like, I'm gonna tell mom. I was texting my friend Asia. I'm like, oh my god, where are you? She's like, I'm in the cafeteria. And I'm like, where is the cafeteria? She's like, straight ahead. If you go through the entrance, I'm like, there are 8 different entrances, Asia. Like, you gotta tell me which one. So I walk into school and I'm trying to find the cafeteria, but I found Sarah. So I got so freaking excited. I see Sarah. I'm like, oh my god, we're in the same school. I hugged her. I was super excited. And I'm like, I was trying to find Asia, and I don't know where the cafeteria was. And Sarah's like, all right, come with me. My friends are in the cafeteria too. So I go in the cafeteria, I see Asia, I hug her, and then Sarah just like, oh, come with me. So I'm with Sarah, and then Sarah finds her friends, and we sit down in the cafeteria, and she never introduced me to her friends. She literally just sat me there, and she's engaging in a conversation with everyone else, never saying, oh, hey, this is my friend Valerie. Never, none of that. And I felt like that was really, really rude. Like, you should, like, introduce me to your friends. You know, I don't know anyone in the school besides you and Asia, and this other guy who went to my school as well. Actually, there was like 4 people from my school that went to that high school, but we weren't really like close friends. I just had to take a quick break. That's how stressed Sarah got me the fuck up. So literally, I got to school. We're gonna name this girl Ray, and she was really cool. Sarah started hanging out with Ray, and that was cool. I mean, like, I'm really not the jealous type, you know? Let me stop lying. I'm the jealous type, you know? But, like, she just started hanging out with Ray, and I'm like, okay, cool. And I started noticing, like, she would just sit with Ray and then just leave me all by myself. And times when I try to be like, you know what, maybe stop being a little bitch and just go talk to her and be with Ray too. So when I do that, I feel like I am still isolated, although I am in the conversation. So I'm just like, you know what, whatever. A real friend wouldn't make me feel like that. Because at church, I'd save her a seat and she wouldn't sit next to me. And when I thought she saved me a seat, she didn't save me a seat at church. So I'd just sit next to my sister and her friend. And it got really weird because people are like, oh, you guys don't sit next to each other anymore. And I'm like, well, Sarah wants to be on some dumb shit. So what you want me to do? I just started distancing myself from Sarah freshman year. This is all like the first 6 months of school. At one point, we just stopped talking. Like, that's when everything just, I guess that's just when we broke up. So that was that. I mean, there were no hard feelings from my end because, I mean, like, you do you. Like, I'm always gonna be happy for you no matter what you do. I don't know where, like, she texted me, are we still friends? Like, what? And I'm like, what? You totally ditched me. I don't understand this question. Like, I don't think we're still friends because you don't really, like, talk to me or anything. Like, I haven't done anything to you. And you wanna know what she replied? I got the memo. And I'm like, what memo? The fuck? Am I missing something here? Like, you got the memo? Because I sure as hell didn't get it. Like, what are you trying to... I haven't talked to her since then until junior year of high school. We still went to the same church. It was so funny. It's like, we still see each other everywhere. So, junior year, we were at church and the pastor was preaching. And I never really listened to the preachers because churches that I go to, I don't know about you guys, but the ones that I go to, those pastors be throwing shots at people. They're not preaching, they're throwing shots. Oh, don't steal this person's husband and have kids with this person, blah, blah, blah. And the lady is just sitting right there. And I'm like, now why you gotta make the sister feel bad for sleeping with this person? The pastor was preaching about friendships and stuff like that. And, you know, good friendships, blah, blah, blah. I guess it got to Sarah's heart or something. She came up to me after church and was like, I'm sorry, blah, 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 blah. It was the dumbest, fakest apology ever. I'm just like, you know what? She was my best friend for like 3 years. So I'm just gonna, you know, accept her apology because, you know, she didn't even have to apologize. You know, it's just she apologized. So she was like, we should definitely like hang out and I want things to change between us. And I'm like, okay. She was like, here's my number. She wrote it down on a piece of paper, which I was thinking, like, why didn't she just let me put my number in her phone? Because, I mean, I couldn't put her number in my phone at the moment because my mom takes my phone away at church because by the time the pastor starts preaching about and throwing shots, I'm playing monkey ball on my phone. So after that, I had her number. I was really excited to text her. So I was nagging my mom, hey, mommy, give me my phone. I gotta text Sarah, like, you know. And my mom got really annoyed. We were outside, by the way. And it was very windy that day. So my mom was like, Valerie, stop bothering me. So, of course, the number flew away, and I was trying to grab it, but I didn't. And I know that Sarah was waiting for me to text her. So when I explained to my mom what happened, my mom said, well, it's not a big deal. You see Sarah tomorrow at school, just let her know what happened. So I'm like, you know, you're right. She apologized, I'm just gonna let her know what happened. So at school the next day, I was prepared to tell Sarah, hey, you know, I got in trouble with my mom. I lost your number, so can I get it again? And can you put it in my phone this time? As I'm walking up to Sarah, she gives me the dirtiest face ever. Like, really a dirty face, and her eyes were rolling and like all the way to the back of her head. I'm like, she was like, ah, when she saw me. I'm like, what? Did she? I did a quick turn and I went the other way, and I'm just like, what the hell was that? Like, what the heck? So I really never spoke to Sarah ever after that, and that is when I broke up with a good friend, and I just feel like it was the dumbest breakup ever. Like, I don't understand. Like, you can have two group of friends. Like, you can hang with your popular people, and then you can hang with your friends as well. That is one time that I broke up with a really good friend, like my best friend, and that was the first best friend that I had when I first moved to New Jersey. So I always think back to it, especially since we live in the same town. And I do see her driving around, and she sees me driving around. So it's really awkward. I don't know if it's awkward. I mean, I'm in my car jamming, so if it's awkward for her, that's tough tits. But I'll be listening to Cardi, like, you know, Cardi gets me through everything. Finals, breakups, friendship breakups. Cardi is the bitch. So thank you guys for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and enjoyed this story time. If you guys do like story times like this, then definitely let me know. Like, comment, and subscribe so I can do more story times for you guys. And stay tuned for my next video. Bye guys.